Jazz and live television have one big thing in common. A quality known as immediacy. You gotta catch both of them at the moment they happen, or you very likely have lost them altogether. So today, Seven Lively Arts is going to toss the two together, see what happens. This will be an hour of jazz. It will largely be improvised. Those 32 names there include some of the finest jazz musicians alive today. During the next hour, they'll be bringing you the sound of jazz from Studio 58. They're not going to attempt all the sounds of jazz. That wouldn't be possible in an hour. The emphasis will be on the blues, which are basic to all jazz. The blues are by no means always sad. As a matter of fact, you just caught a glimpse of Count Basie's big band bringing you a fast and happy blues. Let's join him. There's not going to be a lot of talk on this program today. I'm not going to interpret jazz or analyze it, bring you its history. The important thing about jazz is to experience it, feel it, enjoy it. We have got together 6 different musical groups today whose styles vary a good deal. However, the labels given to different kinds of jazz, swing, progressive, Dixieland, don't really mean very much. The next group you're going to hear is a kind of mixture. Chicago jazz, New Orleans jazz, and swing. Among the musicians, Rex Stewart on the cornet, Pee Wee Russell clarinet, Vic Dickinson trombone, Coleman Hawkins tenor saxophone, Nat Pierce piano, Danny Barker guitar, Milt Hinton bass, and Joe Jones on the drum. And the leader, Red Allen, thinks the blues are good medicine for all of us.
Always the blues. Very short, 12 bars. According to how a guy feels, maybe they might have a happy feeling and still could play great blues. Might be very sad and still could. But it's the atmosphere of the other guy. It's exciting, and it reaches the next person. Probably they may have troubles, and I think it helps to make them happy. I'll forget their troubles. Same as to do the playing of the person. Seems like it injects into the next person. In fact, that's what I seem to pick up from people that's listening.
Nice. Watch it. Wham! Wham!
Now our big band, Count Basie, is going to explore a different kind of blues, Kansas City blues. Basie's approach in these next two numbers is freewheeling, forthright, very sophisticated. This is a swinging band. On trumpets are Emmett Berry, Joe Newman, Doc Cheatham, Roy Eldridge, and Joe Wilder. On trombones, Benny Morton, Vic Dickinson, and Dickie Wells, who incidentally inspired one of the numbers called Dickie's Dream. On saxophones, Earl Warren, Ben Webster, Coleman, Hawkins, and Gerry Mulligan. The rhythm section is among the most famous in jazz. On piano, Count Basie. On the guitar, Freddie Green. On the bass, Eddie Jones. On the drums, Joe Jones. And singing the blues, Jimmy Rushing. Jimmy?
Hi, John. Anytime a person can play the blues, he has a soul, and that gives him sort of a lift to play anything else he wants to play. And the blues is sort of a base. It's like a foundation to a building, you know. And one thing, it has to tell a story. It's like the pop tunes of the day. You take the majority of the hits of the pop tunes while they tell a story, something that's happening to, and it gets to the people because it has a feeling. Different times in my life, different things happening about. I used to jump around quite a bit. Girlfriends and different things like that. And I had a little girl I was going with, and I left her one time, you know. And I just built a blues and got right around that. Left my baby standing in the back door crying. She said, son, you got a home as long as I've got mine.
I left my baby standing in the back door crying. Yes, I left my baby standing in the back door crying. He said, son, you've got a home as long as I've got mine. When I leave you, baby, count the days I'm gone. When I leave you, baby, count the days I'm gone. Well, that ain't no love, that ain't left my baby standing in the back door crying. Yes, I left my baby standing in the back door crying. She said, son, you got a home long as I've got mine. When I leave you, baby, count the days I'm gone. When I leave you, baby, count the days I'm gone. Where there ain't no love, there ain't no getting along.
Again, Studio 58 and the sound of jazz. Billie Holiday is one of a handful of really great jazz singers. Her blues are poetic, highly intense. Playing with her here today are some of the musicians who accompanied her back in the 30s and some of the greatest jazz records ever made. Among the musicians, Roy Eldridge and Doc Cheatham on trumpets, Coleman, Hawkins, Lester Young, and Ben Webster on saxophone, Vic Dickinson on trombone, Gerry Mulligan on baritone sax, Mal Waldron at the piano, Milt Hinton on bass, Danny Barker on guitar, and O.C. Johnson on the drums. Billie Holiday.
The blues to me is like being very sad, very sick, going to church, being very happy. There's two kinds of blues. There's happy blues and there's sad blues. I don't think I ever sing the same way twice. I don't think I ever sing the same tempos. One night's a little bit slower, the next night is a little bit brighter. It's kind of how I feel. I don't know, the blues is sort of a mixed up thing. You just have to feel it. Anything I do sing, it's part of my life.
My man don't love me. He treats me oh so mean. He don't love me. He treats me all stripes are really yellow. He wears high draped pants. Stripes are really yellow. But when he starts in to love me, he is so fine and mellow. just like a faucet. It turns off and on. Love is like a faucet. It turns off and on. Sometimes when you think it's on, baby, it has turned off and gone.
In recent years, there have been some new approaches to jazz. One of the younger groups is the Jimmy Dupree Three. However, the blues of the Jimmy Dupree Three, while modern, go directly back to the folk origins of jazz itself. The trio in question, Jim Atlas on bass, Jim Hall on guitar, and on clarinet and saxophone, Jimmy Dupree, who can explain much better than I can how he feels about his own music.
The feeling of the blues, it's in all of jazz, modern jazz and ancient jazz and what have you. It's a mixture of happiness and sadness right together some way. I try to let the feeling or the flow of things get the last word over the mathematical idea. A big pool of feeling. But there are three of us, three men who think alike, or at least have the same insight. So we try to keep the thing balanced. Usually in ad-libbing, you have your theme, and then each man ad-libs for a long time. Each one of them has to be prepared to play an individual part, a melody of his own. If the saxophone is playing a moving part, well, the bass has to be sensitive to play another kind of part that fits with that musically. You don't scream at them while they're whispering.
We've heard a lot of different kinds of jazz this afternoon. Now let's try mixing up some of the various styles, see what happens. On this last group, Joe Jones on drums, Milt Hinton on the bass, and Danny Barker on the guitar. It'll be a real spontaneous session. 2 clarinetists, the young Jimmy Jufrey, and a real old-timer, Pee Wee Russell. You've heard only a few of the ways that jazz is being played, but you have heard some of its greatest performers. Most of what you've seen and heard has been improvised, both collectively and individually. And that really is what jazz is. Until next week, goodbye.
Columbia Records has cut a long-playing record of today's program, which will be called The Sound of Jazz. It'll be released early next year. On audio for today's Sound of Jazz, Sam Lane and Bruno Zerato, Jr.